In 1964, Austin had just 200,000 people, about a fifth of today's population. Its police department was much smaller, but they launched their largest investigation to date as one of their fellow officers died after being shot along South Congress. The first time an Austin officer had been shot to death since before the Great Depression. Now, 52 years later, KXAN's Gigi Barnett shows us how the city is honoring Officer Donald Carpenter.
He loved his job, and that gives us a sense of comfort.
That's about all Cheryl Carpenter knows about her father's career on the Austin Police Force. A robber's bullet cut Officer Donald Carpenter's life short back in January 1964. His daughters were just 6 and 2 years old.
That bit of history was lost, and so I'm trying to fill in the blanks the best I can.
Please accept the sign as a daily reminder.
This might help. Officer Carpenter's name now stands tall. This weekend, the city honored him for all time by renaming a road in Circle C Memorial Park after him. It's been a 10-month effort that organizers hope will eventually lead to the entire park bearing Carpenter's name.
It's a promise kept, but more importantly, it sends a message to today's generation of police officers and their families that they matter, and if they make this ultimate sacrifice, they too will not be forgotten.
Don is a good example of what happens to when a man does what he can do.
Retired policeman Bobby Sides was the officer who called for backup the night Carpenter was killed. He had spotted a burglary in progress at a business on South Congress. The suspect inside shouted that he was coming out, but instead opened fire, striking both men. Sides recovered. Carpenter never did.
Don sacrificed his life in the line of duty to keep mine, and I am always going to be thankful for Donald Carpenter.
His daughter says she's sorry that officers are dealing with even more violence 52 years later.
They're facing a lot of animosity, and it's hard to do the job, so I just respect them.
Officer Carpenter served on the Austin Police Force for about 5 years. He was 28 when he died. In South Austin, I'm Gigi Barnett, KXAN News.
This is the second memorial dedicated to Officer Carpenter. A memorial already stands along South Congress at Annie Street, the site of the former Dean's Drive-In where he was shot. After Officer Carpenter was shot, it took about a month to find his killer. At the time, it was the largest investigation Austin police had ever conducted. After identifying nearly 200 persons of interest, detectives arrested Carl Albert Marley on February 26, 1964. This is a photo of him from 2007. He admitted to killing Officer Carpenter and shooting Officer Sides. Marley led police to where he threw the gun he used into Lake Austin, a Russian-made .32 caliber revolver. Marley was later sentenced to 99 years in prison but was released on parole. Now at 82 years old, he is now no longer under state supervision.